this video, I'm going to talk about some of the best suburbs to live in New Jersey if you would like to have convenience over the bridge to Philadelphia. Hey guys, this is Mary Murphy, and if this is your first time visiting this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in New Jersey, then please click the like button, hit subscribe, and click the little bell so that you can get notified every time we release a new video. So in a previous video, I talked about the best places to live over the bridge in Camden County. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the best places to live in Burlington County. Still very convenient to get into the city, but a different county and has a different feel. Burlington County is very big, so not every part of Burlington County would be convenient if you wanted to commute into Philly. So that's why the towns that I'm choosing now and I want to talk about in this video are the ones that are convenient to Philadelphia, but I also just love them. And I'm going to just tell you about what I love about them and the little differences each one has. They are similar in a lot of ways as well, because in New Jersey, we have a lot of small towns that touch each other, and so they vary a little bit, but not a lot of times, and it's easy to get from town to town. So if you live in Marlton, you'll find yourself in Mount Laurel and Moorestown and Medford all the time because they're really close to each other. So the first one I want to talk about is where I live, which is in Marlton, New Jersey. Marlton's about 30 minutes to get to the city. And we chose it because we just love the neighborhood feel. It's a large town close to everything off some major roads like Route 70 and 73. But also the neighborhoods have a very strong family feel. Kids can ride their bikes, neighbors know each other, and so we really like the community part of Marlton. So that's why it's my number one choice. So Marlton, New Jersey, it's about 30 minutes, like I said, and you can get a lot of different house styles and a lot of different price ranges in New Jersey, or in Marlton. So you can buy a smaller house for probably the lowest you're gonna find is about $300,000. And you can go all the way up to over $1 million, depending on what part of Marlton you live in. The school district is fantastic. So that's the other thing that we really liked about it. It's a high-rated school system, and they have several different elementary schools. And so the class sizes aren't very big. The kids get to really know each other. And they also have great sports. And my girls play travel soccer, and my little one is a cheerleader. She actually cheers for Mount Laurel. Mount Laurel's so close that it's really convenient for us to get over to Mount Laurel, and then while my daughter then plays soccer for Marlton. The other thing I really love about Marlton is the shopping. So there's the promenade, which is high-end shops, also little like boutique-y shops like Alicia de Michelle, and then there's Black House White Market, there's Anthropology, and then there's also some really other cool like high-end furniture stores like Our House. So besides the shopping in the promenade, there's a lot of great little restaurants there. We have Redstone, which is one that I like to go to all the time, especially in the spring and summer seasons when it's warmer. I love their outside area. They have a little outside fire pit. It's just a really great atmosphere, and the food's awesome, and so are the drinks. So Redstone's my favorite restaurant in the promenade. There's also Brio, which is fantastic, and La Scala. La Scala just opened a bar in there, and they've changed their menu a little bit. So we've actually been frequenting there a lot more than we did before, and that one's great too. So Promenade is awesome. It's right off 73. And then also on 73 are some furniture stores. There's there's several shopping centers. So pretty much anything you need to get to, you're gonna be able to get to really conveniently in Marlton. That's what we like about it. It's also convenient to get into the city. It's only about 45 minutes to get to Long Beach Island, which is the closest beach for us. And it's about an hour and 10 minutes to get to some of the southern shore points. Well, hour and 10 probably to get to Wildwood, and a little less to get to Ocean City, or if you want to go to Summers Point. Atlantic City is probably about 50 minutes. So if you want to go to Borgata, see a show, or stay overnight in Atlantic City, it's also really convenient. So Marlton's fantastic. We love it here, and so that makes it my number one in Burlington County. Although I would live in any of the towns that I'm talking about in this video, I would live in all of them. So they're all ones that I love and that we looked in. We just are happy with our home in Marlton. So the second one I want to talk about in Burlington County is Moorestown. Moorestown is beautiful. It has a real homey feel. They have a nice little main street. It's very community centered. So everyone seems to know each other, a really strong, close-knit community in Moorestown. The houses are beautiful as well. So Moorestown's gonna be a little bit less diverse in pricing, whereas you may be able to find a home in the mid 400s. It would be difficult and it would be a smaller home. And you can go all the way up to $5 million to live in Moorestown. Moorestown has one of the top school districts in the entire state. And that's another reason why people flock to Moorestown. It's right next to Marlton. It's about the same distance, just as convenient to get into the city, as well as the shore points. Very, very similar distance there. The difference with Moorestown would just be really if you find what you like and just the community feel. The one thing with Marlton that I will say is that it's really large. It's one of the longer towns. So you can actually get to where we live in Marlton. I can get to Mount Laurel and Moorestown and even Cherry Hill faster than I can get to the other side of Marlton, which is actually touching Atco and Voorhees. So when you look at a map and you look at these different towns, you're gonna notice the different shapes of them and how they touch each other kind of differently depending on where you are in whichever part of the town. So the next one I'm gonna talk about is my closest neighbor, which is Mount Laurel. So Mount Laurel, to get to the first part of Mount Laurel is less than 5 minutes from where I live in Marlton. Mount Laurel is another great town. Also, similar to Marlton, has a variety of options of price points and home styles. So most of the homes were built in Marlton and Mount Laurel, started in the 80s, really, and they're still doing new construction today. So you can get a house anywhere from, that's about 40 years old up to brand new construction. They're still building developments now. So that's really convenient. If you're interested in new construction or new developments, reach out. We know about all of those, and so they're another great option. Mount Laurel, similar to Marlton, about 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get into the city, and another great school system. Mount Laurel has full day kindergarten. So that's one thing that's been attractive to some of our clients, is that in Marlton, there's only half-day kindergarten. You can get full day, but it's tuition-based, whereas in Mount Laurel, there is full day in the public school kindergarten. So that does make that one get a little check mark over Marlton for me. Other great thing about Mount Laurel is the shopping as well. So you can still get to the promenade quickly. They have some of their own shopping centers, and there's lots of parks. So there's Laurel Acres Park, which is a fantastic park in Mount Laurel. There's a huge playground for the kids, walking trails and picnic areas. You can actually throw an outdoor party there, which we like to do sometimes for our real estate clients, is throw an outdoor barbecue. You can do it there pretty easily, just rent the space. People have birthday parties there as well. So that actually brings me to something I didn't mention earlier, and this is true for all of the towns I've been talking about. Of course, they are really close to each other. Is there's so much to do outdoors, between walking trails, parks, outdoor shopping, outdoor dining. And in New Jersey, you can be outdoors really 3 seasons of the year. The only time it's really cold is in the winter. So that's one of the reasons we love it here. So I do have another town that I want to talk about in Burlington County that I really love, and that's Medford. So Medford actually has a little bit of a different feel, where I think Marlton and Mount Laurel are very similar. Moorestown's a little different, a little more high priced. Their average sales price is higher, whereas Marlton and Mount Laurel, you have the range of 300,000s up to the millions. You have less of a range in Moorestown. Medford is a completely different feel. So Medford, if you want to feel like you're living in really a wooded area, secluded, tree-lined streets, really no sidewalks, there's lake communities, and lots of hiking trails. There's Black Run Preserve. It's very woodsy, outdoorsy, and also beautiful. So Medford, you're gonna also find a range of different homes there. So you could find a log cabin, a small rancher, and you're probably gonna pay, you're still gonna be at the low end, maybe mid threes, maybe 300,000 if you're lucky and it needs a little work, all the way up to the millions again, except the homes there that are bigger are gonna be on a large piece of land. They're gonna have trees and, you know, big lots. So it's a much different feel in Medford. And if you are someone who would like to live in a lake community, then there's a lot of options for you there. There's private beaches, private lakes, and there's a really strong community feel in Medford. So it feels like everyone knows everyone there, and it's just a strong community, especially with the lakes, and then their Main Street. So they have a great Main Street. They're always doing something on Main Street, either their Halloween parade or 4th of July, whatever it is, they're always trying to get people together. So if you're looking for community support and making friends, I would say Medford's a really great choice. It's also a great choice if you want to have a little more seclusion, which is kind of funny, right? But if you wanted to feel a little more secluded and be on a larger lot of land, Medford would also be a great choice. The one negative for Medford, as far as this video goes, is that one's gonna take you the longest to get into the city. So you're a little farther away from the city if you're living in Medford. You could be anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes from Philadelphia. So if that's important to you and that drive is a little longer, then Medford might not be the right choice. But a lot of people are moving to New Jersey because they don't want to live in the city even though they work there, and so they flock to Medford. Medford also has a really top-rated school district, as all the other ones do too. Medford is one of the #1 school districts though in the state as well. So those are my top choices for Burlington County. We chose Burlington County over Camden County just because, well, we liked it. We liked the location. Also, the taxes tend to be a little lower. So the tax rate is lower. Doesn't mean you're paying cheap property taxes. I mean, you're living in New Jersey, so you wouldn't move here for cheap taxes. That's definitely true. But Burlington County seems to be a little less expensive as far as taxes and fees compared to Camden County. So I guess you would make up for that with gas if you're driving into the Philly every day, but it's really just personal preference. So those are my top picks if you want to commute into the city, but you want to live in New Jersey. We have several calls a day from people just like you looking to move into New Jersey and that would like to work with our real estate team. We would love to be the team that you choose. So please just find our contact information in the description below and reach out anytime.